What's up, JEFusion fans? This is Philip, and welcome back to another toy review. And today we're going to take a look at the Super Sentai Action Hero Series Tyrannoranger. So, you know what? I have no words. Let's just get into opening this. So, as with other any figure in the Action Hero series, we're going to expect a lot more reds coming here. So this is, by the way, number 3. So in this lineup so far, we've had 3 figures out already. So by the way, we're doing a live unboxing here. So there we go. So like I said, there are already 3 figures of this series already out on the market. So of course, one of them is Tyrannoranger. So the first of them is Goju Wolf, the other is Don Momotaro. So as you can see, this toy line features Rangers that at least have had their debut, or at least were already shown on Goju, of course, Goju Red, or rather Goju Wolf, I'm sorry. Definitely. So, there's a tape here that just won't cut it. There we go. One thrust in. Bam. Okay. There we go. So, to open, we take out the package. Wait. There we go. Should be removable. I can cut all the way through. There we go. And take out the back packaging. So there it is. And this is the figure. I gotta say, yeah, it is packed in quite well. There we go. Don't worry, I'm not gonna break it. There we go. He's out of the packaging. So first off, we have Tyrannoranger figure right here. So before we continue on, so we have here, of course, the main figure. And let's look at the articulation. So we've got the head. As you can see, moves up and down. Turns around quite nicely. Although it can't do 360, but I guess we at least have a more natural, head turn ability. So we have the arms on the or on the joint here, so it can go 90 degrees, goes around 360 like so. There is a joint on the upper elbow, so you can also do arm turns like this, and the elbow does bend to 360 degrees as well. The hands turn around 360 on the pivot, and these are actually also quite soft, so you can put the weapon in there. I'll show you later. So the torso actually has a bend, right? So you can bend forwards and backwards quite well. And as for the turn, well, we have quite a waist turn. Cannot go 360, but again, it is a more organic turn. So the legs, you can do splits like this, no problem. Not necessarily 180 degrees, but quite well. So we have like a forward kick, and well, you can go a little bit to the back, but the back side is kind of in the way. And actually, like the joint on the pelvic joint can actually be pulled down like so, as you can see here. I hope you can see on camera, but yeah, it does pull down quite a bit. So you pull down, guess you get good forward motion and sideways. So again, pretty impressive actually. So the knees bend a little more than 90 degrees up, no problem. And the feet are actually on a ball joint, so you can turn them around. Of course, you can turn 360, and again, like the pivot for posability. So there we go. So for accessories, it does come with the Ryugeki can. So let's get this out. And like I've shown earlier, so the hands are quite soft, so all we gotta do is just slip on, or you can actually open the hands a little bit, and then put the Ryugeki can into the hand like so. There we go. And that is how you put the Ryugeki can onto Tyrannoranger. So let's give him a bit of a pose, and there we go. Kind of, no, yeah, give him an action pose like so. So let's talk about this figure. So of course, if you're a 90s kid growing up, right? So of course, everybody knows Power Rangers, and the very first Power Ranger toy that I've ever gotten was one of those automorphin figures, and definitely I had to get the Red Ranger. So uh, there was actually a point in time that my automorphin Red Ranger, by the way, so one of the knees uh, broke. So I didn't throw it away, but it's still somewhere in my house. Like it's wrapped in a piece of paper tucked away in uh, my toy closet, and I made it kind of its quote unquote final resting place. But with the release of this figure, I thought, you know what, let's get this guy and, you know, let the nostalgia flood once again. So let's so talking about this figure itself, by the way, so the articulation is actually quite nice. So accessories, well, it does have the Ryugeki can. It does not have any other weapons, well, as you saw in the packaging earlier. So now issues. So my biggest issue would be the paint, at least. Now I understand that you're not gonna be looking at the back so much, but well, you can see quite a lot of the unpainted neck, I guess. And for the legs, so it doesn't have these diamond bands that were supposed to be around there, so it kind of lacks in the paint job department. So another issue that I have with this one, I guess, would be the pricing, to be completely honest. So for around 3,300 yen, I think it's a bit overpriced. Maybe if you put it around 2,000 yen, I would understand, but I guess they put a lot of effort into the articulation at least. So again, the best thing about this one would be articulation, but they could have really they could have really done better with the paint job. Like the belt isn't even like halfway painted. Like it's just 40% painted on the front, not even going halfway at the waist, which is, again, the paint job is the most disappointing thing about this figure. But everything else, like, it is decent. It is actually good when it comes to the articulation. Like I said, it's the best thing about it. And yeah, you can do poses with it, sure, but again, if you're gonna do like a cheap paint job, then you could have also, made it a bit cheaper at least. So overall, I'm gonna give this figure actually a 3.5 out of 5. Yeah, not the best articulation, but you know what? if I say so myself, if we're gonna sell this at this kind of price point of 3,300 yen, like I have, like this gives me an idea. So there should have been like a replaceable belt. So as you can see, this is like the Dino buckler, obviously. If they had like an accessory belt to replace this one with and make it the same belt that the Universe Senshi version in Gojuger has. So yeah, the Gojuger version, and then give this one a silver Tegasword as well. That would be very much worth it. Like I probably wouldn't care about the disappointing paint job, or rather lack thereof in some parts. But if they had those, but if this had at least those two accessories, you can recreate the Universe Senshi version, and that would have been really, really great. Now, the color separation though on the Ryugeki Ken is quite nice. So, yeah, like you can, I guess, like let me try like holding it in two hands. It can, it you can try to make it hold the Ryugeki Ken with two hands like this, but you know, wait, I can. I think I can, but nah, I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, at this rate, it could have been cheaper, in my opinion. But overall, if you are interested, again, if especially you are a fan of Ranger, or if you are an MMPR fan, like maybe you can consider this as an addition to your collection. But it's really up to you, if, again, for the nostalgia factor. But there are so many Power Rangers figures out there, like guess if you have the Lightning Collection version, for example, or if you have like SH Figuarts versions of Tyrannoranger, or again the MMPR Red version, well, I would say those versions are basically better. Yeah, I've never had those, but I would say if you have those, then you're better off with those anyway. But again, if you want another Tyrannoranger to your collection, then by all means, you can go get yourself one of these off the internet if they're already available. But for me, of course, I do have access directly because I live in Japan. So yeah, so Action Hero Series Tyrannoranger. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching. Please do leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell so you get the latest from JEFusion. This has been Philip, and I'll see you next time. Bye.